So we will do one more day of this opinion writing that goes with a story, or maybe we'll do two more or three more. I'm not sure, but today we will do one more that goes with this funny book called Tops and Bottoms. So in this book, the rabbit and the bear get into a conflict because the rabbit keeps tricking him. So this probably sounds like a very silly question right now, but this is what I want you to think about while we're reading. Would you rather grow a garden of tops or bottoms? It seems silly, I know, doesn't it? Tops and bottoms, and look how this book opens. It's different. It's kind of fun. And the author, it says adapted and illustrated by Janet Stevens, because other people have written this book, but this is the way that she wanted to tell it. Tops and bottoms. So on these pages I see beets, carrots, celery, radishes, corn, lettuce, broccoli. And here's the title page, Tops and Bottoms. Once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth is like your money, given all of his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. He looks very sleepy. Not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with a tortoise and had sold all of his land to Bear to pay off the debt. Hare and his family were in very bad shape. I'm going to show you these pictures a little closer before I finish reading this page. That's a big family. The children are so hungry, Father Hare. We must think of something, Mrs. Hare cried one day. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. Are they talking about this kind of hare? No, that's another name. That's another type of rabbit. Another name for a rabbit. Okay, so let's look at the illustrations because they're hard to see while I'm reading. Use your eagle eye. Okay. The next day, Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep. Hello, Bear, wake up. It's your neighbor, Hare, and I have a great idea. We can be business partners, Hare said. All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do the hard work of planting and harvesting, and we can split the profit right down the middle. That means they can share all the money they get for the food. I'll work and you sleep. Bear, we're in this together. Huh? Said Bear. So what will it be, Bear? Asked Hare. The top half or the bottom half? It's up to you. Do you want to collect the tops or the bottoms from the garden? Let's see, Bear said with a yawn. I'll take the top half, Hare. Right, tops. Hare smiled. It's a done deal, Bear. Oh, there he goes again. He must be really asleep. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. Hare planted, Mrs. Hare watered, and everyone weeded. Whole family's helping out. Bear slept as the crops grew. Look, they're all starting to sprout. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the tops, and I get the bottoms. That doesn't look very good. Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare plucked off all the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms aside for himself. Looks like, yeah, carrots, radishes, and beets. And Bear got that pile of leaves. What does he think about that? Bear stared at his pile, but Hare, all the best parts are in your half. You chose the tops, Bear, Hare said. Now, Hare, you've tricked me. You plant this field again, and this season I want the bottoms. Hare agreed. It's a done deal, Bear. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the bottoms, and I get the tops." Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery. Hare pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops in his own pile. Look what Bear is left with. Bear looked at his pile and scowled like, "Hare, you have cheated me again." "But Bear," Hare said, "you wanted the bottoms this time." Bear growled, "You plant this field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice, and you owe me one season of both tops and bottoms." "You're right, poor old Bear," Hare sighed. "It's only fair that you get both tops and bottoms this time." "It's a done deal, Bear." So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded, then watered and weeded some more. They sure are doing a lot of hard work. What did Bear do while the crops grew? Bear slept, of course. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! This time you get the tops and the bottoms. This time you get the tops and the bottoms." How could Bear lose? Do you think Hare tricked him again? Or do you think this time Bear really will get both? What do you predict? Well, I think we can see by the look on Bear's face, it did not work out. I think Hare tricked him again. There in front of Bear's house lay a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every corn stalk. Hare tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top and put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. "See, Bear? You get the tops and the bottoms. I get the middles. Yes, sir, Bear. It's a done deal." Tricky Hare. By now, Bear was wide awake. "That's it, Hare," he hollered. "From now on, I'll plant my own crops and take the tops, bottoms, and middles." Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road toward home. Bear's working, not sleeping. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with the profits from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. So at the beginning of the story, I asked you to think about if you wanted to grow a garden of tops or bottoms. And this picture shows that really well because carrots, radishes, and beets, those are all roots. They're roots that we eat. So those are all bottoms. It would be like if this was the ground, you can't even see these vegetables growing. They're buried in the soil. It would be like you just see these things sticking out. So if you like carrots and radishes and beets, you would want a garden of bottoms. If you like things like lettuce and celery and broccoli, you would want a garden of tops. But there was one thing I forgot. You might like a garden of middles. What was the vegetable that grew in the middle? It was the corn, right? The corn has the tassels at the top and the roots at the bottom. So you might say, I want a garden of middles. So just like we've been practicing, your first sentence will tell your opinion. I like a garden of tops, bottoms, or middles. And then you could tell me 2 reasons why. Maybe your first reason is, I love carrots. Maybe your second reason is, I also like radishes. You would want a garden of bottoms. Okay, so think about your garden and you could draw a picture of it too. It could be kind of fun to draw what you would plant if you had your own farm or garden. Happy writing!